Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another Market Watch investments video for you guys tonight. Have a plethora of things I'm going to be showcasing for you guys. These are going to be my personal selections, and I do and hope that you enjoy. Getting things kickstarted tonight is going to be Rafflesia Seduction. This is the highest rarity as an ultimate rare, going all the way back to Soul of the Duelist. Really great artwork, really amazing rarity. Not really much of a killer effect here, but again, old school, ultimate rare, great rarity, really cool artwork. And let's go ahead and take a look at some price points here. Starting market price for unlimited lightly played is roughly around 2 bones before you factor in shipping. It's about 3 bones for a near mint, but we don't really care about those because we want first edition. Starting market price for lightly played first edition goes all the way up to 15 bones. There's 4 pages of availability here on TCGP. If you guys want a near mint first edition, the starting market price is going to be 23 plus bones. So really cool stuff on that. Next is going to be Psychic Overload. This is, of course, the highest rarity as an ultimate rare, dawning out of the Duelist Genesis. This has a lot of great history merit on it. If I'm not mistaken, this was the core set that donned Synchro Monsters, which is really, really cool. And, of course, the infamous Stardust Dragon. So really great stuff. Starting market price for this, lightly played unlimited, is going to be roughly around 2 bones before you factor in shipping. Near mint is going to be about 4 bones. Again, these are not first edition, so I highly recommend that you guys go for first editions. Lightly played first edition, starting market price is going to be 10 bones. If you guys want a near mint, it's going to be a little bit more of a deeper dive here. First edition near mint starting market price is going to be 16 bones, only 4 pages of availability. This is a highly underrated card. Of course, obviously, there is the same set donned an ultra rare, but yuck, Gag Me with a Spoon and Barf on a Stick. Totally go for the ultimate rare and first edition exclusively, but, don't overpay, within your means. Anyway, Cross Counter is going to be next. Of course, ultimate rare, Flaming Eternity, really cool artwork. This guy's getting his face kicked in, and kind of an effect that's actually pretty good. That it's kind of slow, but people don't really think about it. Plus, trap cards in ultimate rare look really, really juicy. I love ultimate rare foiling in the purple card text of traps. Looks really, really great. Starting market price for this lightly played is gonna be roughly around 3 bones for lightly played. Near mint is going to be 6 bones. First edition is going to be a lightly played for about 10 bones. There's 2 pages of availability for this card. If you want near mint first edition, it's going to go all the way up and run you about 12 bones. Moving on to Spell Stopping Statue. So this card and the next card, Royal Surrender, these are mirrored for magic and traps counters. Both are obviously counter traps ultimates. Really, really great. This is mostly for artwork, for collector stuff. Obviously, this is the Royal, what was it? Not Royal Decree, Royal Impression, maybe? Not Royal Impression. Imperial Order. This is the character from Imperial Order, so really cool history merit on that. Obviously, this being insanely old, Lost Millennium is very, very old, being an ultimate rare. It's got really great artwork. Not really much of a connotative effect, but, it kind of is what it is. Just another great old school card with great artwork that has high rarity. Lightly played unlimited starting market price is roughly going to be around 3 bones. If you want near mint, it's going to be about 3 bones as well. All these are unlimited, so kind of useless. You want to go to first edition. There's 3 pages of availability. First edition lightly played is going to be roughly around 6 bones. If you want near mint first edition, you're going to have to scroll over to the last page. Starting market price is going to be roughly around 15 bones. Okay, now Royal Surrender. I personally like this one a little bit more. There's something about it's fun to be slaves, and these people are totally peasant looking. So it is what it is. Starting market price for lightly played unlimited is roughly around 2 bones. Near mint is roughly around 2 bones as well, for around 3 bones if you factor in shipping. Complete Fat 0 for first editions on the first page. Starting market price for first editions lightly played is 8 bones. Near mint first edition, you're gonna have to go to the last page. Starting market price is gonna be roughly 16 bones for near mint first edition. So definitely limited quantity on these older cards. Next is going to be Zect Conversion. So this is basically like a Snatch and Steal. It's a little bit slower, and Zectors obviously are getting a structure deck somewhere over the near horizon, and I am the huge fan. White Mexican is a huge fan of Insectors. I love the artwork. I kind of just love the engine in general. Hornet is a total badass, and still to this day, it's a solo print super rare, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, starting market price, lightly played unlimited is roughly going to be around 3 bones. For a near mint first edition, it's going to be roughly around 3 bones as well. There's 4 pages pages of availability. Let's go ahead and switch over to stacks because this is relatively affordable for what it is. Starting stack price is 10 bones, so there's actually really not too many stacks available, unfortunately. But people probably picking up on this card because, you know, of the new structure deck coming out. Life Force Harmonizer is going to be next. So there was an ultimate rare and an ultra rare dawning out of Crimson Crisis. I don't know what other versions there are for this card. Really cool artwork. This looks like an Eversoul like ghost. I don't know. It looks just tripping on acid. Really like it a lot. That or like some really crazy like fried eggs or something. I really don't know what's going on with this artwork, but really cool. And just a generic pitch and negate. I think it's really cool that it is a win psychic. Psychics in general, I mean, outside of, like, I think Cosmos, I think, I don't know if all of them are psychic, but there hasn't been really, like, a big core, like, boss boy psychic deck in, you know, pretty much ever that I can really call. So, really kind of unique on that. Let's see. So this is the ultimate rare version, highest rarity. Near mints, unlimited. So they're very affordable. They're like pretty much like 2 bones across the board. So it's really not that big of a deal. Now, granted, you know, it is an ultimate rare, so it's kind of, you know, give or take if you want to get unlimited first. But you know, it's ultimate rare. You might as well go all in. You know, consume the whole plate and go all out and get first edition. And lightly played first edition is going to be about 8 bones. If you want near mint first edition, the first copy is going to start out roughly around 9 bones. So really not too far off. Significantly increased, obviously, from between unlimited and first edition, but easily enough, the ultra rares, again, dawning on the same set, you know, just as old, are extremely affordable. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to stacks. And the first edition stack from Blazing Cards is, you know, not even a bone for a 5 stack, and that is near mint first edition. So even though you might like have to gouge your eyes out from the hideous rarity of, you know, this ultra rare, it's definitely going to save you a couple bones. So that's definitely something to consider. Next is going to be Cyclone Blade. This is an ultimate rare dawning out of Power of the Duelist. For all you Hero Destiny players, just, you know, fanboy fodder here. Lightly played unlimited is roughly around 4-ish, 3 bones. Near mint is going to be around 4 bones. First edition is a lightly played for 7 bones. Then you want near mint first edition, it's going to be 8 bones. There's only 2 pages of availability, so that is quickly fading. Next is going to be Gauntlet Launcher. This is an ultimate rare dawning out of Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Just a pretty cool generic rank 6. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of out of date, but again, it's very old and it's an ultimate rare, and you know, it's not the worst level 6, definitely not the best level 6, but it, you know, kind of just is what it is. Lightly played, unlimited, starting market price is going to be roughly around 2 bones. This card is relatively affordable, so you definitely want to go first edition. First edition near mint is 4 bones, and that happens to be a 2 stack. There's 4 pages of availability on this card. Next is going to be Chain Burst, ultimate rare dawning out of Rise of Destiny. This is one of the MVP ultimate rare cards being showcased in this video. This is an extremely good card. This is a Floodgate continuous trap. This can really burn a lot of decks to death. And, you know, it's an old school ultimate rare. Rise of Destiny, this was the last and the 13th core set in Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! What I consider the very last wrapping set in Gen 1, the first 13 core sets of our game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it happens to also be the last booster pack that donned Yami Yugi as a poster boy. So really, really great stuff. Starting market price for this is going to be, for lightly played unlimited, is roughly around 3 bones. First edition lightly played is roughly around 3 bones. If you want near mint first edition, you're going to have to do a little bit of a deeper dive here. First edition near mint, it goes up to 5 bones. It is only a 1 stack though. 3 pages of availability. This has radically gone down. There used to be pages and pages and pages of this card, and I was picking this card up for like a bone, 2 bones, really very, very, very cheap. We're talking about first edition ultimate rare, ladies and gentlemen. Really incredible stuff. Next is going to be some Karakuri stuff. So this is like, so when I came back into the game, so I was out for a long time. I originally played back in 2002 when the game like kind of started up here in North America, and stopped playing, came back in the summer of 2011 after the graduation of high school, and this was like when, you know, Karakuri and like Six Samurai, and it was like the era right before like wind-ups and Insectors and all that crazy shenanigans. And Karakuri was really kind of putting in work at the time, and there was quite a few players, and it was kind of an interesting little wrap up here. So this is going to be the ultimate rare, one of the ultimate rare secret rares, Bureido, as an ultimate rare here, and it's going for relatively good money. Lightly played, unlimited are roughly around 6-ish, 5-ish bones. Near mint starting market price is going to be around 8 bones. Again, I highly recommend you guys, like always, go first edition, lightly played first edition. Starting market price, it looks like, what is this? Is this, okay, so roughly around 12-ish, 13 bones. If you want near mint first edition, it's going to go up to about 18 bones. And if you want stacks, there is a couple stacks here, but only 2 stacks of first edition, and the starting market price is going to be 18 bones for a 4 stack. So some pretty legendary stuff on that. Next is going to be for Burei, the other Synchro ultimate rare. This one, Dawning on a Star, Strike Blast, really great stuff. Starting market price. Oh, there is hardly any of these on the market for lightly played near mint. Starting market price near mint first edition is going to be around 25 bones. Then there's lightly played first edition for 27 bones. And is this really? There's only 5 results? Okay, so there is only 5 results of this. So this is definitely being eradicated from the market. Alright, next is some scrap stuff. So Scrapyard. This is apparently a solo print super rare, Dawning on a Duelist Revolution. Obviously, it's a generic search for tuners. Pretty cool artwork. Obviously, super rare holofoil, really great. Duelist Revolution was, an completely Infinity infamous set. We got Solemn Warning, Effect Veiler. I think it was Pot of Duality as well. Maybe, I think. Anyway, really blowout set. Amazing history merit on this. And again, to my understanding, this is a solo print, and scraps, again, really, old school fun fanboy deck. And this card is insanely expensive. For what it is. Lightly played unlimited is 20 bones. First edition near mint is around 23. We're going to switch over to stacks here, and the stacks get pretty incredible. There's only a single stack of 3 for first editions, which happen to be near mint for 25. So this is obviously desperately in need for a reprint, but pretty cool that still to this day, with Duelist Revolution being an insanely, a relatively ancient set, is still a solo print. Next is going to be Scrap Storm. So this is not a solo print. It is another super rare Dawning on the same set, Duelist Revolution. Really cool artwork. This is still very good. Now, granted, remember, scraps get effects from being destroyed, so this is actually destroying your own card is actually a plus because it pops off a secondary effect from your scrap monsters. And again, this obviously isn't quite as competitive as Scrapyard, but it's still very good and a well-needed card, in my personal opinion. So this is insanely cheap. You can see here across the board, it's like barely even a bone, if that. I'm going to switch over to stacks. There is 2 stacks of first edition. Starting market price for a 3 stack is 4 bones before you factor in shipping. So definitely something to consider. Next is going to be Witch of the Black Rose. This is the ultimate rare, Dawning of Absolute Power Force. Obviously, this has a mirrored rarity of, the worst rarity of all time. I can't even say its name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But this is the amazing rarity of ultimate rare. Again, the lavishing purple in this artwork just looks completely delicious, and it's awesome. So this is definitely something you guys want to consider. And beyond this being an old school ultimate rare, the artwork is phenomenal. And again, I think there's a little bit of waifu text to this card because the numbers, as obviously the numbers are dwindling in quantity, the price is going to some pretty interesting numbers. Near mint unlimited is going to be roughly around 19 bones. First edition, lightly played, goes all the way up to 40 bones. So again, it just puts emphasis on that price differentiation from unlimited to first edition. That's why I always recommend you guys invest in first edition, but invest within your means. Really great stuff on this. Next is going to be Vandy's Emptiness. So this is a ban card. Obviously, this as well as Maxi are some of the most anticipated cards. Every time we come into ban list season, these are some of the top choices for pretty much everyone one. This was the third print, because it was originally a common, then it got the secret print, and then it got this super rare first edition print. And you'll take note of that this card is kind of dwindling. If we switch over to stacks, starting market price for stacks is 3 bones. You used to see this all across the board all day long for under a bone. We're talking about fat stacks like 50s, 60s, 30s, all across the board. And in general, Secret Forces, I highly recommend you guys check this out. This is a highly underrated set. We got Yusenjus, we got super rare Royal Decrease, obviously Vanity's Emptiness, super rare. There's a lot of good stuff. The only hollow versions of Soul Release and Soul Absorption, which are really, really great cards. Highly recommend you guys take some time to look at this set. Really, really great stuff. So, interesting that this, and rightfully so, is starting to go up in price, because this card is just insane. It's a ticking time bomb, and eventually it's going to explode and kill us all. Next is going to be Sniffus. This is a solo print secret rare dawning out of the Shining Darkness. Again, artwork is just completely unparalleled on this. Really, really love the artwork. Obviously, it is a solo print, so that alone is going to give it exponential growth in value. And it is the high rarity, a very, very nice rarity of secret rare. Effect has 2 different effects, are play off pretty nicely for some plant support. Kind of an Aspergery moment on Konami. I have no idea why in the world they made this a beast. This should have totally been a plant type monster. That was a fault on them that they made it a beast, but kind of is what it is. It is still very much a solo print, high rarity secret rare, and Shining Darkness is very, very old and it has really cool artwork. So there's that. So Near Mint Unlimited is 5 bones starting market price. First edition is roughly around 5 bones. Near Mint first edition is almost about 7 bones. There is only 1 page of this, so this is quickly dwindling. Next is going to be Magic Ruler. So let me just tell you guys right off the bat, Magic Ruler is one of my all-time favorite Gen 1 core sets of all time. This had I'm pretty sure that this still to the day has the most banned cards or forbidden cards on the list. Like, you have like Delinquent Duel banned, you have Snatch and Steal banned, you have Giant Tornade banned, you have Cyberjar banned, you have Painful Choice banned. I don't know if Megamorph is still banned. Forceful Sentry is definitely banned. Confiscation is banned. Upstart Goblin is limited. They're just like some of the most infamous and most powerful Magic cards in all of the game dawn from this set, and I'm damn proud of this set. This is, really great set. Exponential amounts of value. There's just so much that I can say about this. For time purposes, I just kind of wanted to go quickly through this. Really great stuff. This first edition, I think, is a really great collector's card. This first edition is really great just for collectors and meta. This with Radiance is just, an amazing card for, some switch-up decks. And there's just an abundance of just really, really great stuff. If you guys can get pretty much anything in this set, first edition, lightly played or better conditioning, mostly for super rares and up, but maybe someday even the rares, but mostly for the super rare hollow foils and up. This is just an insanely fire set. This card in the OCG uncensored artwork is like God, by the way, too. So I'm just gonna put that out there. Next is going to be some DT stuff. So this is the White Mexicans channel. I cannot shoot a video without talking about Legendary Collection 4 or 3 or DT or Duelist Saga or Shonen Jump promos or any of that crazy shenanigans. So we're going to dip a little bit into Dual Terminal 2 here. Light of Intervention. This is just, an old school Floodgate. Of course, obviously, it's got the aesthetics of being DT2. So it's got like that polka dot sprinkle, birthday sprinkles goodness right here. And this is insanely cheap. Well, it is relatively cheap for the most part, but it's starting to not really be that way. There's only 2 pages of availability. Starting market price is roughly around a bone. For the longest time, this used to be well under a bone. Obviously, it's not that much, but in general, we just see in masses that people are finally, and have for quite some time now, but we look at like 2-3 years ago, DT was in an abundance. Like, you can get DT left, you can get DT right. There was so much DT, and and now there's just really not that much DT. So this is definitely something to consider. Next is going to be Drac Monoloth. This card is really cool. You whip this up with like a Moon Mirror Shield, and this is going to completely clear your opponent's board. Really like how it's a dinosaur tuner. Do not forget that it's a tuner. That is really key. That is really, really nice that it is a tuner. Level 3 fire. And of course, being DT. DT is an amazingly desired rarity. And this card is roughly around 2 bones. Pretty much all across the board. There is only 2 pages of availability. Game Cafe does have a fat stack of 14, but be aware of this 375 here, which is pretty unfortunate. A Hero Emerges. I think this is a highly underrated card. I mean, you can just bam, special on pretty much anything under the right circumstances from your hand. Really cool artwork. Again, just a really, really cool DT trap. Extremely old. Like, I don't even remember. This is the Gen 1 was the original print as a common. Maybe like Pharaoh Servant. That's gonna bother me. I have to eat some time and figure this out. So the original was Invasion of Chaos. Man, I was super off. So anyway, this card again is still relatively attainable. There is a fat 39 stack here from Real Good Deal for about a bone. But after that 39 stack's gone, Core TCG also has a 12 stack here for a bone. This is the last page. This is pretty much cleared clean, picked clean off the market. Trap Hole is going to be next. Obviously, this card is, completely inferior in every way now in current game states, but the nostalgia and collectability behind this card being the very first Trap Hole OG Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! And the artwork is just amazing. This thing deserves to be in a hole. Whatever this thing is, this thing's super creepy, and I hope it never came out of that hole. And of course, this is pretty much almost gone too. There's one page here, and these are all pretty much 1 stack except for these 2Z, 3Zs here. And they're not that expensive. They're roughly around 2 bones. But again, this is the last page, so if this doesn't get replenished, this is going to start seeing some crazy numbers. Acid Rain, just a generic Let's School Some Machine Dot decks. And this is also pretty much almost gone. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't bottom out too expensively. It's about 5 bones. And then there's this 370 here. I don't know what this is, this conspiracy theory with this whole 370 number. But anyway, this is getting eradicated from the market. Next is going to be Miss Valley Baby Rock. I just love the utility behind this. I mean, it goes, you pitch it, it finds its way in the graveyard, you special summon, it's a level 2, it's a tuner, it's a wind. He's got this bone mask looking like, what was the thing from Tekken? Maybe it wasn't Tekken. Okay, I'm getting Tekken confused with Pokemon. I don't know how I got Pokemon confused with Tekken. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The Pokemon card that has like the bone mask and the bone, and it goes around and slaps people. And anyway, strange similarities. This card is really expensive, and it kind of, not always, but it's definitely been increasing. I mean, starting market price is roughly around 10 bones for lightly played. And then it bottoms out for the first page to 22. There's really not much stacks. There's a stack of 8 and a couple 3 stacks here. And then there's 2 pages of availability. Now, keep in mind, there is the Hidden Arsenal Original OG Supers. And surprisingly enough, the Ghost of the Past donned an ultra rare. So that's actually really, really nice. This was definitely in need of a reprint. Even though the super rare was never really, too expensive. And it's still really not. Well, actually, now kind of is. Now it's kind of around 3 bones or so. Plenty of availability, but it is kind of expensive for being, Hidden Arsenal. You kind of think of like Hidden Arsenal, and you're like, oh yuck, like everything was hollow foil, really degraded super rares. But considering the alternative, which is the DT, which is very, very nice, which is like 10 bones, the first edition Ultras are really not looking, well, I don't know. I really do, I mean, I'm going to be sacrilegious here, but I really, really am like mortified by the Ultra hollow foiling, but it is insanely cheap because it's brand new and it's in abundance. So this, I would be lying to you if I told you that this was not a steal deal going for copies of the first edition Ultras, just because it's a good card in general. Next is going to be Neteria Rose Whip. So this has really silly artwork, but this is a DT rare, and this is a really good control card. White Mexican is a giant anti-meta fan. Sometimes I tag the same with Spirit Reaper or Grand Mole Spacian. Really, really great choices as one-ofs. Starting market price for this slightly played is 5 bones. Near mint is roughly around 6+. There's only 2 pages of availability. This is an insanely good card. And there's only 2 prints of this, the original Hidden Arsenal 2 super rares, and of course the DTs. So if you want the super rares, these are, now keep in mind, these come first edition and unlimited, so make sure that you get your first editions. And they're pretty much around 2 bones, and there's 5 pages of availability on that. Next is going to be Dark Necrofear. So I talk about this all the time, specifically for this version and the secret rares. It was one of the Master Collections Volume 1? Yes, Master Collection Volume 1. This version and this version, for the price, are ideal for collector's value in my opinion. This card is an ancient, has amazing artwork, has amazing rarities, hence secret rare, DT rare. Obviously you have the original OG Ultra Rares first edition, which is going to be, the gods of gods, but it's extremely old and it's very, very expensive, and it's kind of somewhat unattainable. A lot of Gen 1 first edition stuff's in nice condition is kind of unattainable to a certain point at this point. So completely up to you guys on this. This has gone up, and the numbers have gone down, or the quantity has gone down, and the value has gone up. Hence the trending here. Lightly played starting market price is going to be 7 bones. Near mint is going to be 9 bones. Then it bottoms out at, surprisingly enough, 12 bones here for 3 stacks. So this is an all-around amazing card, and I'm super happy that I invested very heavily in this. And again, stuff like this happens all the time. It's all about being in the right place at the right time and buying in early. Next is going to be Goblin Zombie. So Zombies is a huge fanboy fodder deck. There's so many different types of variants and blends for Zombies. Zombie Horde Engine was the last big competitive engine. I mean, you could say Eldritch, but Eldritch is kind of its own thing. It just happens to be Zombies in my opinion. And this isn't necessarily like a tier 1 used card, but it's got really good artwork, and obviously DT foiling, really great. And this card is relatively cheap for what it is. I mean, it's around 3 bones. Obviously, it used to be probably significantly cheaper. But you can see here, again, you see this over and over and over and over. These DT cards are going away. They have been going away for many years. Konami has pushed no communication about reproducing this rarity. And, naturally, these are just going to go up in value. So Ghosts from the Past. I just want to touch on this very lightly because everyone and their mom is talking about this set. There's a whole bunch of complaints and there's a whole bunch of speculation and, all this stuff. One thing I will note is that I am very impressed with how expensive the Ghost Rares are. I don't know if the ratios are just like retarded to pull these or what, but we got 500, 400, 350, 300, which is actually hilarious. They did Firewall Dragon so dirty. They I don't know what Konami was thinking. Why in the hell did they use the alternative artwork for the Ghost Rare? The OG artwork for in Japan. So in Japan, they use the original OG artwork from Code of the Duelist, and it looks immaculate. It is amazing. And I don't know why they gave us this ass burgery version for North America and Europe and wherever else that's not Japan. I can't get over that. Anyway, this was a terrible choice. This was an awesome Ghost Rare, but they should have mirrored the OCG and gave us the original artwork. I don't know what is going on here. They did it right. They did it right with Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing has its original. I don't know if this even has an alternative artwork, but if they did, alternative artworks always look like ass. They're always so trashy. I mean, I'm sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, there's some really cool ultra rares in this as well, mostly for the reprints. So really quick, I just want to kind of dip into that. One, Hello, it's amazing. They got a hollow foil reprint for Madolche Chateau, or however you pronounce that. Another one was Salvage. Salvage got an ultra rare print, which is really, really cool. Generic water fodder, which is right here. And then, what else was there? Evil Thorn was one. That was a nice hollow update. Okay, so this Royal Prison, if you guys, specifically for Ghosts in the Past, if you guys remember anything else, I'm telling you, Royal Prison is the need-to-be ultra-rare rarity update. This card is amazing. It has really cool artwork. It used to be a solo print rare from, I think, Order of Chaos. damn, Order of Chaos, nice. So amazing. Now we got, a rarity update. Now granted, it is the most disgusting rarity of ultra rare, but I'd be lying to you guys if I told you that this does not look pretty damn sharp compared to the original rare. So completely up to you guys on this. I know that I'm borderline obsessed with this card. I think this card is really, really great. It's a really nice floodgate, highly undervalued, insanely cheap, plenty of availability, and this is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to get your stacks. Link below is going to be to my Facebook. You guys can message me, add me. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been part of my life for almost 2 decades. I love the deck building, the brotherhood. I'm very, very proud of being a part of this community. I hope you guys are enjoying this content just as much as I am creating it for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments yourself. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I'll see you in the next video.